Hello, your friend Elsie back again for another Bible reading for Lent. Um, let's Today is it's 8 days left until Easter. Today we're gonna be reading from Luke 20:27 to 40. Again, it's Luke chapter 20, verses 27 to 40. This is our first reading. Let's start.
Then Jesus was approached by some Sadducees, religious leaders who say there is no resurrection from the dead. They posed this question.
Teacher, Moses gave us a law that if a man dies, leaving a wife but no children, his brother should marry the widow and have a child who will carry on the brother's name. Well, suppose there were 7 brothers. The oldest one married and then died without children. So the second brother married the widow, but he also died. Then the third brother married her. This continued with all 7 of them, who died without children. Finally, the woman also died. So tell us, whose wife will she be in the resurrection? For all 7 were married to her.
Jesus replied, Marriage is for people here on earth. But in the age to come, those worthy of being raised from the dead will neither marry nor be given in marriage, and they will never die again. In this respect, they will be like angels. They are children of God and children of the resurrection. But now, as to whether the dead will be raised, even Moses proved this when he wrote about the burning bush. Long after Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had died, he referred to the Lord as the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. So he is the God of the living, not the dead, for they are all alive to him.
Well said, teacher,
remarked some of the teachers of religious law who were standing there. And then no one dared to ask him any more questions.
Okay, that's our first reading. Then let's go to our second one. And it's going to be from Matthew chapter 22, verses 34 to 46. Again, it's Matthew 22, 34 to 46.
But when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees with his reply, they met together to question him again. One of them, an expert in religious law, tried to trap him with this question. Teacher, which is the most important commandment in the law of Moses? Jesus replied, You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. A second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. The entire law and all the demands of the prophets are based on these 2 commandments. Whose son is the Messiah? Then, surrounded by the Pharisees, Jesus asked them a question. What do you think about the Messiah? Whose son is he? They replied, He's the son of David. Jesus responded, Then why does David, speaking under the inspiration of the Spirit, call the Messiah my Lord? For David said, The Lord said to my Lord, Sit in the place of honor at my right hand, until I humble your enemies beneath your feet. Since David called the Messiah my Lord, how can the Messiah be his son? No one could answer him. And after that, no one dared to ask him any more questions.
Okay, so that's our second reading. And so the command, Jesus said the first and greatest commandment is love God. Love the Lord your God. And the second, which is equally important as loving God, is loving our neighbors or loving everybody else, right? So no racism. We love everybody. No gender inequality. We love women and men and kids. Basically, love everybody. So those are the greatest commandment that Jesus said we should follow. Love everybody and love God. All right, and then we're gonna go to our third reading of the day.